you didn't bring home the bacon. We all spoke about Wolves. We all know how it ended against Aston Villa. We all know how disappointed it was against Brighton. So it's a weird one where we now need to make this home form kind of count. Ryan, respectfully, I think me and Jess can answer this. Yeah, we need to go on win as many games in a row in what's left of the season, innit? So
yeah, for sure.
yeah. So there's not really things with that.
I agree. I mean, it's if you got to this stage and you looked at the games that we have, you would take that because so many of them are at home. The problem with Arsenal is that they make every single game really hard. And so they need to figure out a way to make these games not as difficult. And you start by scoring goals early, actually trying to attack teams, being confident, and not giving up goals immediately after you score.
Kill games when it's in your favor as well.
Exactly.
Don't let mood swings.
Yeah, you have to. But these next two games, I know we say this about every single game, but the Chelsea game, because it's a cup final, and like you said, you're feeling like they're due a win, right? They're going to be doing everything in their power to stop us. Like, that's just what they're going to be doing.
Winning that everyone's cup final this season.
Yeah, winning that game and then going away to Brighton and making that a non-thing will help tremendously. But if you drop points in those games, it's going to be next to impossible. Because once you get to the point where you have to win at the Etihad, it's going to get dark.
And that's what I don't want to be the case, man. Paul, appreciate you and big up Brumtown. Gooners have definitely inspired a new ism. Everywhere I go, I see Arsenalists. Gooner hate is beyond a joke now. What do you think? What do you and Jess think? What do you think? Me, I don't care, man. Because I hate all of this. I see it in all the TalkSport comments. That's why nobody wants Arsenal to win the league. If you don't support Arsenal, I don't give a fuck what they want.
It's mass psychosis. It's people need other people to justify and validate their hate for Arsenal. What they say that we do is no different than what other fan bases do. How every fan base is like this, especially in where you lose a game, it's all over. You win a game, you're winning the World Cup.
We're the kings and queens of
Everybody is like that. Like, and when you see people like Patrice Evra and Troy Deeney saying that it's all the fans' fault, all that tells you is that they're just like every other weirdo online football fan that sits around on Twitter and Instagram and watches Arsenal fans not hate their club and what they hear is they think they're the best team in the world. They think that they're going to win everything. They think that they're better than this. They think they're better than that. It's psychosis. It's like if you blaming the fans and you say, well, it's the fans' fault that Arsenal are like this and nobody likes Arsenal, it's because you sit on Twitter all day and you sit on Instagram all day. And because you're so used to Arsenal fans hating their team and you love that, now you can't even, because they'll sit there and say you have to win the league. And then if you're saying, oh, well, I think we will win the league, then it's, oh, so you think you're the best team that's ever played football ever. And it's like, that's not what I said. But you guys say that we need to win the league.
And it's a herd mentality, because for me, I don't really care who rates Arsenal, who doesn't. Yeah, I think, I use the term belief respectively in it, but Arteta is up there with one of the best managers in the world. I'm not saying he's the best, he needs to win and everything, but he is in it. Like, he's probably near the lower end. You've shown you can compete in Europe. You sniffed at it in the league. You get a lot of plaudits. I think there's half decent players. We're literally closer to getting over the line than the other way. So I do think it's a fair question to say, why can't you get over the line? But then you've got people, and that's for people of all football clubs that can have genuine football debates. But then you've got the agendas. This player's overrated. Your manager's this, that, the third. But then, like, to the point where you don't rate none of these duns. But then we must do this. This is why I say to Eric, and I know it's jarring, Arsenal is engagement hubs, and then United is second. If these people stop talking about Arsenal, there's no engagements, there's no clicks. That's why you see a lot of content creators. The bulk of their content is about Arsenal Football Club, not about their own club. And granted, football's for all. Just because I'm an Arsenal fan don't mean I can't talk about Barca. But we know the game's the game. And I would say for some Arsenal fans, pull your pants and your knickers up and just stop seeking validation. You need to be comfortable with the fact that people don't like us, people don't rate us, like people are not fair to us. Fuck them. This is why we're at the stage. Man just need to win trophies, because you can say what you want. You can't erase history in it. It's as simple as that. Yes, 100%. Arsenal fans on socials, we've got some idiots. Like, we've got people that do a lot, and we know why they do that. But every fan base has that. We're just the most highlighted. Fan base has, because we set off this social media analysis thing. We all saw what Robbie and the man did.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just, we were everybody's favorite punching bag for about 10 years, you know,
Exactly.
so they're losing their favorite punching bag. We're like the perfect team to punch down on. And now if they lose that, then potentially their team becomes that, and they don't want that, you know, so they need to keep us down as long as possible. And the only way that they can justify it is by saying, well, it's the fans. I cannot stand the fans. It's like, you can't stand that the fans think that we are objectively a good team now. So saying that we're a good team and we expect to win things should not make you lose your shit. I mean, I saw a guy on Instagram, I was laughing so hard. He was like, I mean, he went into this long thing, this long TED talk about how it's so disrespectful to teams of the past that people are talking about Arsenal winning the quad. And I was like, you wasted so
What are
much
you
time
talking about,
talking
fam?
about this. You should, the way he like built it up and he thought he had like, I was like, it's just not that serious. It's just
Engagement
not
whore.
that deep. It's really not. I'm sorry. And most of it is the media. The media, the minute that, you know, we got past like the halfway point, started talking about quads and asking the question because they knew people like you would get all triggered off of it. Like, who cares?
And
And
then, do you know what's mad, Jess? Yeah, it's the media and the people in the media. Don't get it twisted. Like, we've all can admit Arsenal fans do the most. It's them man doing the conversations. You know, like the first half of the season. You know, we went from you know, the first couple of games. Oh, take a handbrake up. They can't win it. Liverpool are doing this. City are doing that. Then there was that period, you know, where team. Remember that period where there was no shots on target. We're just dealing with business. They were saying nobody can catch us. Arsenal, they're still doing it now. Arsenal are the favourites in the champ.
that's where
You
the
know,
quad talk actually stemmed
this
from
is what I
there,
mean. It's them. It's
because
mind
it
games
was
from
like,
them.
well, they're going to win the league. So now we have to move the goalpost. They need to actually
Exactly.
win more than that. So then that conversation comes up and it's like, be like, just be serious. I would never, I don't know. I have shame. I'm not going to sit up there and talk about another team and sit there and do a TED talk on how it's disrespectful to, we talk about when young players hit the scene, the Lamine Yamals and these types, right?
Exactly.
The first thing that we start talking about is we project upon their future. What can they become? What can they achieve? And nobody says that's so disrespectful to Messi and Ronaldo that you would ask if Lamine Yamal could win a Ballon d'Or. You know, it's, come on, like,
It
be
doesn't make
serious.
sense. It doesn't make sense as well if it's disrespectful to the teams of the past. And then by that logic, yeah, you know my thoughts. I think personally, this world class thing is thrown around way too much, whether that's for defenders and all of these things. So if I rate Van Dijk in the current game and say he's a good player, anyways, in today's day and age, he definitely is world class. Does that mean I'm disrespecting Tony Adams, John Terry, Rio, Sol Campbell, this one, that one? It's not making sense. It's just people can talk bullshit, and there's other people that don't like our football club, and they start doing the mind games and stuff. And I get it. Because these lot should just be honest and say, you know what, we've got bills to pay. It kind of is what it is, man. If I'm honest. And then again, the main thing is some Arsenal fans just dying for validation from other fans. Like some want to be, oh, he talks the realist, or when people go, oh, this is why nobody wants Arsenal to win the league. Great. If you don't support my football club, like with any, why would you want another team to win the league? Obviously, it depends how you view things in your rivalry and things like that. Who cares? Stop us.
Sure.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make no sense to me. There was a comment, yeah. Do you sell Odegaard in the summer?
I mean, I wouldn't, but I know a lot of people are
Yeah, I
pushing
wouldn't.
it. I don't think we need to sell him. And I know I saw like something about the comment, like, how can your captain get benched? I really do think people have like, they're not actually getting that he's been injured basically the entire season.
And
So
if you ain't been cutting the mustard, you can be benched. If
yeah,
anything, what would make him be sold by that whole captain's rhetoric is they might go, right, you're on big money, the system's moving past you, Eze's found his feet, we're going with Saka in the 10. This is more logical with, oh, he's the captain, he can't be dropped, he can't be this and that. Don't get it twisted. I don't feel your captain should be getting subbed as many times as it is. And
yeah.
Odegaard needs to pattern up himself, but that's another one that just, it sounds cool. And I'm not, again, people, I'm not saying you can't say you want to sell Odegaard, but it sounds cool. When you actually break it down, it don't really make sense. With
To me, I'm like, there's plenty of players in this team that probably should be moved on, and mostly because they can't stay fit. Odegaard has had his injury issues, but I don't know. I would not, but I also feel like some people feel like they can't get Eze fully into this team the way that they want to unless Odegaard doesn't exist. And I'm like, they can if he just plays good every single game.
So
I don't think Arteta
them.
will. You have to be undroppable. So yeah, I think. And then people. Odegaard is a senior player who doesn't contribute much. He's our leading assister this season in a bad season. He has more assists than Saka. He does. He has more assists than Eze. You know, so even in a bad season, he's our top assister. So he's not contributing much. He's been injured the entire season, basically, in and out. And I just wonder why he never gets the same, like, oh, well, he's been injured, you know, he needs to get fit, you know, you need to get you get going again. He's like the only player that doesn't get that. He just needs to, the minute that he hits the pitch, he needs to be the best player on there, regardless of what his fitness levels and stuff are. I don't think we're going to sell him. I think a lot of people think because like these random accounts are telling you what you want to hear. They've been saying that we're going to sell Martinelli for 4 years and he's still playing for this football club. So
as well.
Yeah, I don't, and I also don't think we need to. I also don't think we need to sell Odegaard for us to get things that we want to. I'm so sorry, but we need a left wing really bad. We're probably going to need another DM, you know, because I don't think Norgard is going to stay. And I also don't think Arteta rates him enough. So I think we'll get a younger DM. Like you guys said, maybe a defender. So there's plenty of other things that we could get that still allow Eze to be Eze. You know, I don't know why it has to be one or the other. And to be quite honest, like there are going to be games where we're probably going to need somebody with his skill set, maybe not as much. And that's the thing is like sometimes, you know, your role changes in a team and I can see his role changing, but there's plenty of players that we can sell. You know,
well, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's going to be times for one thing I've said before. We never, when I don't think it's the right climate, and we ain't been exposed to it. But there's games for Odegaard and Eze to play together. They've actually shown in the limited time we've seen that some good relationships. Where we're at now, obviously, if it's up to me, Odegaard, your thing right now, owing to your season, is you come off the bench and kind of help us manage the game stakes, like you did against Leeds, like you did against Spurs, like you did against Newcastle. I do think, obviously, I would say Odegaard, I don't think he's unsellable and undroppable. And if you're looking at it from a financial point of view, you know, if we're going to run Saka in the 10 or Dalman starts doing a madness or all them other options, Kai now sounds fit. And we say, do you know what? We got him for 30 odd million. You know, he's on decent money. The man wants to leave, then fair enough. But he's not, I'm not going to go as far as to say he's the last person I'll get through the door, but it's a non-story and he's comfortable with anything can happen in football. Clearly comfortable, clearly the captain. Now, where I'm at now this season is, bro, we need to get over the line. You might have previously, in Odegaard's case, been one of the first names on the team sheet, and you might still be. But as a fan, you're not. That don't mean if you don't get half an hour, you can't do your thing. And again, if anybody's seen, we need to take our chances. And let's be brutally honest. Arteta's probably tried 5 or 6 man in that Odegaard role. Odegaard himself. Eze's gone there. Saka's gone there. Kai's been there. Marino's been there. I'm sure I'm missing something else. And we ain't seen nobody's grabbed it. Hopefully Saka can do his thing. Not Saka, sorry. Eze does his thing now, but nobody's grabbed that. So we'll just mix and blend, really. Like, you look through our team.
Yeah.
There's probably 5, 6 that you, man, are kind of playing every game. The back 5, if everyone's fit. Obviously, Nkapie's kind of wrestle Calafiori's spot. You're going with Rice. Some people might disagree and go with Norgard. I hear that, but realistically, it is Zubimendi. When you start and Saka, when you start looking in Odegaard's role, potentially up front, I know Gyökeres is finding his feet now, and Trossard's mainly been the guy left wing. They're the ones you're like, oh, we don't really know what's going on there, and hopefully those things cease to exist next season. I wish everyone could get the amount of equal game time. Everyone's form's great, but unfortunately, we need to get over the line. You know, hopefully when we get this first itch off our back next season, let's try win it playing in an attacking sense. I want Saka Ballon d'Or nominations. I want Rice this. I want Odegaard that. Right now, bro, get this thing over the line. Take your.
That's how I kind of feel, and that's why I feel like there are a lot of. I feel like we have so many. No, like I hate to use this pun, but like bigger fish to fry. I think it's
careful, man.
There's so many conversations about who needs to go in the summer. Who do we need to sell? Who do we need to do this? What if somebody has an amazing 10 games that you didn't expect to?
Then it will change your
mind. Yeah. So it's strange to me how like we're talking about selling people when we're potentially like very close to winning our first Premier League for 21 years. Like I think we're in a constant state of negativity because we haven't won anything. So it's like somebody has to go. Somebody has to go. And it's like, I'm going to be honest, if we win the league and we win other stuff, I'm probably going to want the majority of this team to stay outside of the people that can't stay fit. So
who is that? Well, to be fair, I'm probably reaching a bit, but off the top of my head, if I was to think about exits next season, provided, ideal world, we win the league, we've seen with Liverpool. Now there's a reality. We sign Bearman, we keep doing our thing, but you do need to gel. And when you're at the top, you can't be complacent and just keep man that you don't feel are good enough, but because we've won, you need to freshen up stuff. But Gabriel Jesus off the bat, I think you're cutting regardless of if we win, lose, or draw. Depending on Trossard's form, it's a weird one because you might keep him for the squad. But if his form was to be what it was earlier, you might not have a better opportunity to sell him. You could extend that to Martinelli. I don't quite believe that in Martinelli's case.
People that are
With
not
Odegaard and Kai, I don't think they're
anymore.
gone. It might be a finance thing, but that's Jesus is the only one I'm like, yeah, you're probably gone. I agree with you in that, and I'll do you one better as well. I think Norgard, he probably loves Arsenal in that, but I think he reckons I could go play football. I actually think that with Kepa, so I do think we'll go for another goalie because that man can go be number ones, and if you win a Prem here, you're gonna say, all right, cool, it was great here, innit, really and truly.
Yeah, I think you need to look at like the injury records of some of these players. Like, yeah, it's
it's common sense if I'm honest with you.
And I think we don't need to sell certain players to be able to buy. I think we've seen that. We'll sell a couple of players like maybe Trossard, maybe Martinelli. I don't know. Jesus for sure.
Every player's got a price,
and maybe Ben too. So, yeah, but I would say that, like, especially when I look on Twitter, there are some of the worst like sources that I've ever seen, but they basically tell Arsenal fans what they're talking about. So if we started up an agenda about Martinelli, they would literally say that Martinelli's gone in the summer. Nobody reliable has said any of that, but I would be very surprised if Odegaard left this summer. I'll be really honest. I would be very, very surprised.
I'd be surprised. Every player's got a price, and there is certain offers I would entertain with Odegaard. You got him for 30 mil, all of that stuff. The only unsellables for me on paper at this moment in time, indirectly David Raya, because for me, you need to go and buy one of the top goalies. Don't know who that is or where we do that. The two centre halves, Bukayo Saka. Obviously, you can start Timber. I don't know if I've said Declan Rice, but Declan Rice, other than that, there's some players I want to keep, but certain offers for Kai I might entertain. Certain offers for Odegaard I might entertain. Certain offers for Martinelli and Trossard, valued squad players. And I think we need to hold on to a couple of these names I might entertain. But like you said, people go online, it just becomes an echo chamber, it just becomes a mad echo chamber. I've got two last questions for you. JT has a question for you. Do you guys think we do invite low blocks on ourselves with the slow build-up play? And do you think our structure invites long shots that Raya isn't too great at? Good question, to be fair.
Yeah, I do think to a certain extent. I think the positive way of thinking about it is that we're so good that people feel like they need to low block us.
They're gonna low block anyways, isn't it? But if we move the ball quicker,
if we had a way to unsettle these deep blocks, then teams would just come to the Emirates and just try to play their game, because either way, they know they're going to be in trouble. So I think as long as people know that they can get a draw against us if they do the low block, then they will. There was, in the 22-23 season, the back end of that season, all we faced was low blocks. I feel like people are disingenuous about that season. They feel like they only started in 23-24. It didn't. It started at the back end when people realized we were good. I remember we played Everton at home. And the block that they put up was disgusting. We beat them 4-0. We whooped their ass. Like, we scored like immedially.
And it's changed. We used to see solid teams under Wenger. Why would you want a team that can pop you up? You're not going to give them space, are you?
Yeah.
You know what makes it?
Yeah, we pass the ball around slow, and it helps them a lot. Like, it helps them because they don't have to shift as much. So if we just actually pass the ball quicker, like you said, and finished our chances when we get them, those first couple, and didn't choke them, then it would force teams to have to throw that plan out. But right now it's the main way to score. Now, in terms of Raya, the long shots, I don't know if we're facing a lot of long shots. I really don't know if we're facing a lot.
That's just jarring. We can see either a lapse in concentration or a weldy. So there probably is something to look at. But for me, like, all I can say, just move the ball quicker. Obviously they're gonna be in a shell because we want to suffocate you in your own half. We want to kill you, but that's where I think as Arsenal players and Arsenal fans, we get into this. Our eyes are showing us the games. We're dominating the game. It's all in their half. They can't get out. We've got possession, but that's where you need to kill games. Like, it is a bit weird that, I'd hate to be that guy, but low XG chances are going in. But fundamentally, life is going to keep repeating itself, and you're going to see the same things. Like, And I feel that's where we're doing. I feel like the whole theme of this live stream of us has been patterns, in it. None of the good, the bad, the uglies, anything we've discovered today, yesterday, maybe even this season, man.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just, those long shots, especially the couple that we've conceded on recently, I think is making people think that we're just facing all these long shots. But those long shots don't happen if those players are not wide open. The one against Wolves, we just let them have all the possession right there. And he was like, oh shit, they're not up against, they're not doing anything. Against Bournemouth, it was the exact same thing. All of a sudden, Krupi or whatever his name was had like acres of space. So and I think our defensive principles over the last couple of months have dropped off significantly, where we would never allow those shots because everybody would be working their ass off to block it and but we've lost our discipline. And so I don't know if they're taking more shots because they know that is they looking up and not seeing anybody blocking them. So what else are you going to do? You're going to take a shot. Which, like Bermie is saying, we switch off. We've not put together a full 90 of top like professional performance in a long time. Definitely not consistently.
No one can bring up 5 I would say generally.
Not 5, definitely not, and not like 5 in a row either. In 22,
don't tell me about Forest, Leeds, and Burnley and that. Pick them up, but we're being serious.
Yeah, we put together 5 performances in a row where we won, but they were also professional. I haven't seen that at all this season. Probably Leeds away and Sunderland at home was the most it felt like it, and then we just turned around and fell apart again. So yeah, and it is kind of like boxing, Arteta doesn't want to get any he doesn't want to take any blows, none whatsoever.
Sometimes we don't go for the knockout.
None. So exactly. So he's constantly dodging instead of throwing punches himself, and then we get knocked out because we lose our focus. Like we need to attack more. He needs to find the balance, and I know it's hard to find, especially when we're under pressure. We're not going to be able to do everything that we did against Spurs, but we definitely can't go back to what we were doing against like Nottingham Forest.
Many a times this season.
Yeah, for sure. We need
my last question for you, Jess, as well. Oh, sorry, that ain't the question. Where is it? Big up, Caps, but where is it? Okay, I don't know why it delayed there. What do you think of the constant PR interviews? Why can't they get other men to do interviews instead of fan favorites like Rice, Eze, Russo?
I mean, I don't know. We've always had those PR interviews. We're just in a bad place. Like, I feel like I don't think they're more than ever. I think we notice them more when we're not in a good place. We've always had these. I don't feel like anything has really changed. I feel like the one that Declan Rice did, that was going to happen whether we beat Wolves or not, because we were playing a North London derby. And I think how it works in media is somebody like Sky Sports will say, hey, we're going to do an interview. Who do you want to talk
in this
interview? And of course, they're not going to choose Odegaard because Odegaard wasn't going to really be starting in the North London derby.
Even him, he gets pushed into it. Plenty of these ballers get pushed into interviews. Like I hear it, like Rice and them, man, they're doing what they're doing. A part of that is that's who people want to hear from. People saying, obviously, think about if you're Arsenal, like, and what just said there about Odegaard. Oh, people like Rice, they think he should be captain. Rice talks the talk and walks the walk. Go out there and do it. He knows how to speak. You're not gonna throw a young Max Dowman out there, even though I've seen Raya have an interview. I've seen Eze. Fair enough, it's not on Sky Sports, but you've seen them. You've seen Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes.
They've all done them before. I feel like the timing feels weird because it was right after the Wolves thing, so it felt like a lot, but they were always going to do that for a North London derby. Of course, we always do those for North London derbies. There's always extra interviews. So it was just a lot, but I don't know. Is it like, I'm seeing it's like Arteta favoritism? Like, is it because do you not like all these players? Like, I don't know. Is it favoritism? Rice, is he a favorite? Like, does he not deserve to be a favorite as well? Like,
who's going to chat?
Yeah, I think people do too much with the favoritism, and I'll say it like no manager doesn't have favorites. It's just the favorites that Arteta has, you guys don't like. It's just, I don't know, and you guys will start to dislike other players too if we're not doing well. And like, let's say this is what I was saying about Saka is if Odegaard's not playing, then it's going to become someone else when we're not playing well. and then they'll be a favorite because they're continuing to play. Every manager has favorites. Every manager, you know who one of Pep's favorites is? Bernardo Silva.
Every person has favorites. It's like being in school. If me and Jess are in the same class and, you know, we're both smart and, well, she's the mad smart one in the class, I'm a bit of an idiot and whatnot, she might get in trouble. She might do something that's trouble-worthy. She might not get kicked out of school, or she might not get kicked out of lesson. I might. Unfortunately, if life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. That's just the reality of it. Like, and I don't know what Arteta's not in charge of interviews. Of course, they're asking him, but that's more for the comms and the media team and who is comfortable to speak. And this, you know, Rice is a man, you can put him in anywhere, innit? Like, you can put him in any kind of media stuff. Certain man, you might need to be a bit more formal, Sky Sportsy. Others, you might be able to put you in other places. Like, we had what Gabriel Jesus talks, Gyökeres talks. We had Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus come out and talk before. Exactly. I've seen that, you know. So I've seen Saliba talk. I just think it just plays into our own narratives when we see certain people come out and other people don't. When it's just as simple as they said somebody needs to come out, and then there's who wants to go, and then the Rice, I'll go, fuck it, you know. And we also don't know what they're doing. Some people are getting treatment. You don't know what's actually going on back there. So, yeah.
I do want to hear generally from Odegaard a bit more, just not because of these lot, like, oh, he's our captain and all of that stuff. I just want to genuinely hear from Odegaard, didn't it? Because you've been on this road, didn't it? I just genuinely want to hear from you a bit more. Eze does the interviews, but it seems at this moment in time, it's a bit more relaxed. It's a bit more, oh, yeah, what do you make of signing for Arsenal? Timber does plenty of interviews, but it is what it is. And if we're honest with ourselves, obviously, after the